Guys are all having a fantastic day today. Welcome to pretty much another live stream where we're going to be talking about some stocks with some opportunity, my strategies, my mindset, and pretty much everything you guys must know about getting started with swing trading, building that small account so we all can make as much money as possible. So I hope you guys all enjoy it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask down below in the chat room. And, we do offer a variety of great products with the Swing Trading Masterclass, which is my school. And, we do offer one-on-one sessions. We offer, courses, ebooks. And, guys, we have our Trader's Journal that is back up on Amazon, so check that out. We got sold out there for a minute, and we are back up and ready to rock and roll. So, guys, check that out. All that stuff will be in the description. So, let's jump into this here. So, welcome to the live, everybody. We got Kevin in there. We got T01B in there. So, all right, first question of the day. Hello, Carter. Are you holding NVIDIA? Well, we all know NVIDIA did their stock split here. Let's pull it up. Ticker symbol NVDA, if it will load it up. So the thing about NVIDIA here is obviously, yes, I do have shares. I've been buying NVIDIA for a long time now. And with that being said, with NVIDIA, I do think we could get a little bit of some pullback, some sell-off here. And one of the reasons I say that here is I saw it earlier today. But what it was actually breaking down NVIDIA's stock, comparing it to other tech companies when they have done their stock splits. And what we've seen is when companies do a stock split, especially tech related, we do get a little bit of some pullback or some consolidation. So not as much growth, but a little bit of some sort of slowdown because there's a lot of hype leading up to it. And the stock often gets a little bit of, into some overvalued territory. So you got to understand that, stocks go up, but they also go down. So you just got to have some good risk management there. But I wanted to go live here on TikTok as well. So cut me some slack here, guys. But yeah, so NVIDIA for me, guys, I own shares. I'm not going to change anything with it. I think it carries a lot of potential, but there's also obviously some risk involved. So let's talk about some stocks we're holding here. We're holding, right now we're holding Amazon. Amazon, great upward trend. We actually almost got stopped out here today. In how I do my stops is if it breaks pretty much below either a trend or some sort of the lowest candle on the previous day. So you guys can see it had some support here at about 183. Almost got stopped out there. So great trade as of right now. Using the 90-day moving average line, you guys can see for me and my strategy, I really love using the 90-day moving average line as support. So you guys can see it hits it. And we got great buying pressure there. Now another stock we're still holding just for fun is ticker symbol EXEL. Now, the reason I love EXEL is it has heavy support. We're already up handsomely on it. We got in near and around the $20.20 area. Why do you have a Monopoly guy posted behind you? I've noticed that many times. So actually, it tilted for some reason. I don't know why it's so tilted. I just noticed it now. But my cousin actually drew that for my studio, and so I've always kept it up. I used to have it actually directly in front of me, but nobody could ever see it, and I thought she painted it, so I thought she did a amazing job. So I wanted people to see it, so I put it off to the side there. But yeah, I thought it was cool. Monopoly, money, stuff like that. I find that stuff cool. I don't know. And you guys can see I have slowly been changing my office up. We are eventually going to have that monitor right there. Say like the Carter Farr Show or Carter Farr YouTube. I haven't figured that out yet. But But yeah, I thought it was cool. But yeah, so getting back to our strategy here. Um, yeah, so she's actually, yeah, it does look printed. That's how she's like a realistic painter, and I traded her actually one of my cameras for that because she's super super good. Her name is Emma. Emma, let me see if I can find her Instagram so I can show you guys. Emma Jean Paints on Instagram. She's amazing. Let me show you kind of, because I find stuff she's done like so fascinating. So like, here, wait, let me. I know this is not trading related at all, but this is kind of how she's painted, all like super realistic stuff. So I don't know. She's my cousin, so I wanted to help her out, and she helped me out. So I thought it was cool. But all right, getting back on track, if we ever can get back on track here. So with trading here, I love finding stocks on some sort of support line. So support could be a variety of things. It could be a certain price. It could be moving average line. So you guys can see this stock EXEL really doesn't use moving average lines a whole bunch, a little bit in the past, but you guys can see it breaks through them quite often. And for those of you watching on TikTok here, you guys can see it uses them as heavy support here on this line. So we took a nice trade right there, which is great. So as of right now, we are up pretty well on this. And one of the reasons we're continuing to hold it is because it's on that moving average line. And I'm hoping where we can get some sort of resistant breakout or something like that to get a push up to 24. And I've had no incentive to sell it. So we're just continuing to hold right now. Another one here is ticker symbol ABBV. We're about to be pretty much stopped out on this. We're up handsomely on it. I probably could take my profits now just because it's dipping down. It's at resistance level, so it makes sense. But another one here is ticker symbol LOMA. Good upward trend right on this trend line. Right now, it's just kind of consolidating a little bit. So we could get a move from like $7 up to about $7.80. That's kind of my strategy, risking, dollar to make a couple bucks. Great plan here for this. So now with swing trading and trading in general, I always think you need to always have risk management. Like a lot of people don't associate trading with risk management. They think risk management's making money when in reality, risk management's actually preserving your money and preserving your cash and capital. So you need to have an approach where you're always risking $1 to make $2 or $3. So that's why using Moomoo, using the charting tools like I always talk about, like the long position tools, why they work so well is because of that. So now that we kind of talked about that, let's talk about some stocks with some sort of opportunity here. And so with trading and swing trading, and there's always going to be good stocks with some sort of opportunity. So one of the stocks here is ROIV. Has this nice upward trend, as you guys can see on that trend line. So we could see a move from like 1060 going up. I do think this is a great trade. We could get a wedge out of it. Now we have ticker symbol ACM, heavy support here. You guys can see hopping in 85 to see if we can get a push up to 90 could be a good move. We have BGC. I really like this stock. I actually will probably end up hopping in on it. It's probably my number one stock that I like. Now this one here, what makes up a trend line is a minimum of 3 touches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it really has that good trend. It's trading for a 35 on the RSI. So we definitely could get a good amount of buying pressure here on this. And this is despite all of the volatility we've seen in the market today, this stock hasn't been doing too bad. Another one is ARES, has heavy, pretty much heavy support on the 90. We had that good buying pressure. I really like how it's actually starting to break out above that trend. So we could pretty much see if we can get a trend line break right here. in a move going up like such. So that's kind of my plan, my mindset with this one. Good upward trend, sold off down to some level of support. So if you guys have any questions, especially on TikTok, I know it's hard because I can't really show you guys as well as like YouTube. But if you guys want, go check out our YouTube, Carter Farr on YouTube, where you guys can see my screen, where we talk about and we show stocks with opportunity here. I'm trying to say if we can figure this out. Let's flip this around. So yeah, I really like ARES. If we can get through that trend line, if we can break out on that trend line, I think the risk and reward is there where we can make some money off it. Another stock I like and that I've traded in the past here is SKT. SKT has really good support on this trend, very similar to BGC. Hold on, everyone on TikTok. Hold on, I'm getting us hooked up. The good thing about this one here is it has heavy support on this trend. You guys can see it hits it several times. Good support. Boom, boom, boom. So we could get a move from like 26 to 28 bucks. All right, here we go. And I really like that one. So, and I know I'm like all over the map here, guys, especially on TikTok. Just give me a minute. I'm getting stuff situated for you guys. But something like bam, something like that. All right, so let's see. Let's flip. There we go. Now we're in business. All right, so this is the stock here I like. SKT. If we look at this red line, it has really good price support. So it hits it once, almost twice, 3 times, hits it 4 times. We have good buying pressure there. Thoughts on CR? What is it? KN. CRKN. If we look at it, all right. So for me and my strategy here, I mean, this thing, just looking at a stock that's 8 cents, if this is the right stock, CRKN, it's below the moving average lines. If we look at like the hourly chart, you guys can see it's very volatile. It's using a lot of these moving average lines as resistance. So you guys can see it hits it sell off. So for me, I probably would just sit on the sidelines with this type of stock. But there is, let's see where we can find some sort of, so there is some support if we look close at like 8 cents. But anything under $1 is going to be super volatile. It's going to be very risky. So, you just got, I think there's always better options elsewhere when it comes to finding stocks under $1. You guys can see it's already below it. So I probably wouldn't trade it here. One of the stocks here that I like here is, where are we at? CRON. Now, you guys can see, yes, it's below these moving average lines, which normally isn't the greatest, but it's starting to have some support here at about 240. And if we look at the daily, you guys can see it comes in contact with the 90 moving average line in the past. So it comes in contact and we get good buying pressure. So hopefully history repeats itself and it comes and hits it, and we can get that move going back up to like the 314 area. So you guys can see it's used it as support in the past. Boom, boom, getting good buying pressure. Right now in the RSI, it's trading for 35. So, we could get a move. I think we could. Another stock we like here is PNC Bank. Similar situation here where it uses these moving average lines, right? And if we look and we see this nice long wick right here, you guys can see where it's not filled in. This represents buying pressure. So we know there's good buying pressure under $150. $150 gets us good buying pressure where we could get that move going higher here. I do like here how it also has some resistance at 157. So we could hop in at 150, see if we can get a push up to 157. Using our risk management tools, let's go ahead and draw it out. Hopping in here. taking target at 157, setting our stops. If we hopped in, I would probably set it around pretty much below that wick here. So we're risking about $1 to make $2.93. So the risk and reward isn't, $1 million. No, but it is something, and it's better than a 1-to-1 or even a 2-to-1 where we have that. So I do like that. And for all of you guys that are watching, we do offer coaching. We offer a course. And I know when people think of YouTubers or TikTokers, whatever you guys are watching me on, selling a course or something like that, they think it's a scam. But, I'm not telling you you're going to turn $100 into $1 million. I'm going to be teaching you how to hit base hits where you're hitting 1, 2, 3% returns. And you're just going to have to compound that over the years. And I think that's the best approach with trading. I think everybody that tells you that trading is a way where you can double your money in a week, they're not very smart, because they've probably never done it. And I've been doing this 6 years, and so you just got to trust that process here. But PNC does look pretty good. Another one that we like here is ticker symbol GBDC. It's above the moving average line, so we have heavy support on them. It's coming in contact with them recently here. So we could see a move from like this 1570 to 1580 back up to, the 1670, if you guys can see it there. I think the risk and reward is pretty decent. It's very undervalued on that RSI. Right now it's trading for a 24. And so we could get that nice move going forward, which I like. So another one, obviously Capital One, heavy support on it. We've kind of missed this move yesterday, or the day before. It pretty much went from 133 all the way up to 135, or no, 140, excuse me, which is a good risk and reward. And I do think this thing could go a little higher if we can get, some more buying pressure there. So, I like it. I like it a lot. We got ticker symbol TGB here. TGB has heavy price support. You guys can see as we look at these red lines. So we have the red, and we also have this other red. This red right here represents support. This one, resistance. So if we look at it, you guys can see it hits it, we get selling pressure. Hits it, buying pressure, selling pressure, buying pressure. We had that breakout where it squeezes up. Now it comes back to that recent level. And we also have a moving average line there. So that moving average line could act as support. It also has that price support. Right now too, it's trading. If we look at like the RSI down here, it's trading for a 30 on the RSI, which the last time it was trading for a 30, let's go ahead and look back, just because history tends to repeat itself, especially with stocks. The last time it was trading for a 30 was right in here, where the stock went from 190 all the way up to like 2 or almost 2 or 140. So, which is a good move. So I do think we could get some good buying pressure out of this one. Today in general, these were all the positions that were really, if you double click, a lot of the number will disappear on your mouse, next to your mouse. I know everybody always says that, and I always, oh, I see. I see what you're saying, Casper. I appreciate you. That's funny. I'm like, what are you talking about? I never knew that. Thank you. I appreciate it. But today, one of the stocks here that is moving and grooving is Apple. Apple announced one of their keynotes, and so they pretty much talked about future expectations out of the company, some things they're working on, and the stock is up as of today 6.4%, and it's moving and grooving. And the reason why is because they announced a variety of great things. They showed their new AI. They showed a whole bunch of great stuff. And obviously, when you have something like that, this is a huge fundamental for the company, and it causes the stock to squeeze up. And that's exactly what we saw. So I do think for the long run, Apple does carry some potential, but we are in a little bit of an overstated, possibly a little overvalued territory. At least for me, I own Apple. I own thousands of dollars of Apple stock, but am I going to be buying it at 206 at all-time highs? No, I am not. If anything, I would want to sell my positions here. We always hear that expression of buy low, sell high. So if you're like, oh, should I buy Apple? Should I buy Apple? Well, Apple does carry long-term potential, and it's better to have the stock than not have it. But on the flip side, dollar cost averaging. So if you could invest consistently, would be a good way to invest, or even just wait for a little bit of some sell-off. We know that historically, every time Apple's hit highs, if we look at it, we've gotten sell-off within a month. So it hits it. Even up here, it hits highs, right here. And within a month, we had sell-off back down to levels. So, for me, I definitely think it's better to own it than not. But if you're trying to buy it low, 206 is not low. All right. Somebody said, please cover BIG stock. 45% short with a lot of recent insider buys, and RSI below 20 on the daily, weekly, and monthly. Let's go ahead and pull it up here. So we got BIG. What stock is this? Sounds so familiar. Big Lots. All right, so Big Lots. Obviously, this thing has been getting crushed over the years. As we zoom in, one of the things here right now, it's trading for, it's trading for $2.23 or 20 on the RSI. So obviously you're buying low, you're trying to sell high, which is good. But as we zoom out here, I think here, let's see if we can somehow get some trend lines here drawn out. I'm just looking, and the reason I say that, maybe right here, let's see. The reason I say that is because you don't want to buy a stock like this and then just have it keep dipping down. You want to find a stock. All right, I think this is the trend. So you guys can see it hits it, hits it, buying pressure. As we zoom in, hits it, buying pressure, hits it, buying pressure. As we zoom in, all right, hits it right here. So now, as we look here, if you hopped in, at least for me, I don't know. For me and my strategy, honestly, I probably wouldn't trade this type of stock. I'll be completely upfront about it. For me, I like finding stocks on an upward trend. Okay, I think that is a higher indication for buying pressure, right? It's common sense. If stock's going up and up and up and we get a dip down, there's a higher percentage chance that we're going to have more buying pressure. Now, if you compare this to this stock where instead of buying pressure, we have selling pressure, I think there's a lot more sellers in control. So you have to be very, very smart when you buy this stock. You have to make sure you're using your indicators. So yes, it's undervalued on the RSI. Check. But let's look at the previous points where it was trading for at 20 on the RSI. All right, so the previous points was about here, I would say. Okay, where the stock went from about 360 to 550. Okay, so that's good indication. Let's continue to go back. All the way back in about here. As we zoom up, the stock went from 450 to about 520. Okay, so all right, now since it's under that on the RSI, we could see a move probably up. My guess would be to like 325. It would be super risky. It'd be definitely a high risk, high reward play, but definitely could see that move going up here. That's kind of my thought process with this, and I understand, this thing could squeeze or anything like that. I just don't like how it's below these moving average lines. You guys can see it's dipping down, down, down. But there actually could be a move from like 215 going up. But yeah, so very, 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 it's going to be risky. I'll just say that. I'll say that. And if you guys are new to the channel, new to the lives here, I go live probably like once a week or maybe even more. Like this is my second live, first live on TikTok. And we do offer one-on-one coaching. We offer a course and all that stuff. So check it out. You guys can use code Apple, because Apple stock's going crazy, for that 50% off. So check that out. And yeah, is there any other stocks or anything any questions you guys may have about stocks, money management, trading? I've been a full-time swing trader for 6 years, so there's a lot of things. Whale strategy. Let's see here. All right. Whoops. Almost. Okay. I don't know what that word. Oh, is this something you incorporate in your strategies? Let's see what I want to see. I'm not exactly. What's whale strategy? I'm not familiar. So whale, is it like, I know what a whale is? Is this when someone's buying like in good amount? All right. So someone said, just bought. Geez, I have this like heart button right in front of the Palo Alto. All right, Palo Alto. Let's just pull it up and see what's going on with Palo Alto. Whoops. Pelo. All right, so Palo Alto. We've traded this stock in the past. So where'd you hop in? Oh, you bought a put. So right now it's trading for 64 on the RSI. I'll spin this around so you guys can see. So right now, Palo Alto is trading near and around the 64 on the RSI. We've seen heavy support on these moving average lines. We actually took a trade here. Jeez. There we go. So yeah, it's kind of in this middle ground actually, where it's not overvalued, it's not undervalued. It's probably more on the overvalued point rather than the undervalued point. I have 920, 290, 614 to 312. So we do have, let's see. So we do have the upward trend. It's kind of in this middle ground. I don't know. I do think we could get some sell off for sure. It's coming up to resistance, so yeah. I mean, it could definitely be a move. I mean, for me, I'm not an option trader. I'll be completely honest with you. I just think I'm a stock guy. I've always been, and so I think that you can make a ton of money off options. I think options are cool. I've never got drawn to it, and so. But yeah, that actually could be a good move because we actually do have this. If you look at it, something like that could easily happen. So. But yeah, any questions, guys? Any questions about stocks, money management, trading, investing? We are talking about it. We're seeing. Let's see what's going on with just the general market. So we know Apple has had a great move. We haven't talked about GameStop, GME. This thing is up. What's it up today? 12%. GameStop stock up 12%. Jeez. And looking at this, it's so risky. I don't know why people try to buy these stocks. GameStop stock is a recipe for traders that don't know what they're doing. It's honest. It's the honest truth. GameStop is a recipe for a disaster. It's a glorified pump and dump. I would not touch this stock with a 30-foot pole. I think it's so risky. I think anybody that does it is looking for a get rich quick. It is 100% a gamble, and I would rather see you guys take that money and either invest it into yourself, invest it into, just a general S&P 500, and, just start that. I would rather see you guys invest it into Apple, which is hitting all-time highs. I think GameStop is probably one of the worst stocks you guys could trade. And it irritates me because if you go on YouTube or you go on TikTok or any of these sites, you will see people saying, buy it, buy it, buy it, buy it. Diamond hands, diamond hands. No, what will happen is someone's going to buy it and everybody's saying buy it, buy it, buy it. But those people that bought it going up and up and up are going to get ripped. They're going to get smoked when this thing tanks. It's happened every single time. But no one no one does it. Hey, Carter just joined a couple of days ago. Looking to grow my small account. Welcome to the course. I appreciate you. Any questions, you are more than welcome to ask in the Discord group. You're more than welcome to ask on the live. And the biggest thing about growing a small account with trading isn't these massive returns. It's about base hits and consistency. So I would love to see you hit those base hits and all that stuff. So I appreciate you guys. But yeah, so GameStop, it irritates me. It's the same thing with like AMC. AMC is the exact same thing where this stock just goes up, it goes down, and it's terrible. It's terrible. So, and if you guys are watching on TikTok, let me flip this around so you guys can see, because GameStop, and this is AMC stock, so you guys can see the huge influence on this thing. All right, so somebody said I bought sell to open on that FFIE and it doesn't seem to be moving. Let's go ahead and pull it up. What do we got? FFIE. FFIE. So this stock is a stock that is trading for about 60 cents. So for me, so for me here personally, I would never, I'm not a huge person on like options or anything like that. So sell to open is a trading strategy that involves opening a short position in the market by selling an asset that an investor currently doesn't own. So for me, I'm not a huge options guy. For future reference, at least for me, I'm not a huge fan of trading a stock or under $1. I find them so risky, and maybe I'm like a conservative swing trader or something, but I find that people that trade these types of stocks, they're very, very, very volatile. Put your money in GME, AMC. No, that is the worst advice. Somebody just said, put their money in GameStop, AMC. Yes, you are more than welcome to put your money in there and watch the market get crushed. It's happened every time. Everybody's trying to make $1 million tomorrow rather than $1 million in a couple years, and it's so crazy to me. So, but yeah. So like I said, any questions? Well, wait, let's go back to, there we go. All right. Do you have another broker that you recommend? Because Moomoo is not allowed in Germany, unfortunately. So I know a lot of people actually love, interactive brokers. I believe they're in Germany. I believe you can do them. Let me see. Interactive brokers. Germany. Let's see. I'm pretty sure. Can you use? All right. Yes, you can. You can use interactive brokers in Germany. A lot of people in the course use it. That's the worst advice coming from the guy who's making millions. Buddy, I think that if you're telling people to buy this stock, it's because you're nervous about the stock you bought. Honestly, I tell people all the time, like, stocks that I own, I very rare do I tell people to buy stock. Honestly, I show and teach people strategies that work, and then it's up to you to find them and, ask questions and stuff like that. But saying to buy GameStop, to buy AMC, I'm telling you, we saw this last couple years ago where everybody was saying buy GameStop, buy GameStop, buy GameStop, and then the market crushed it. Where's that stock now? It got annihilated and just recently came back up. So, someone said, yes, also I do have a profile for the future too. We all like to dabble. Very, very true. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I think you have a good approach with it where you're like, okay, maybe I'll put some money into GameStop, see what happens with it. If it goes to zero, it goes to zero. If I make $1 million, I make $1 million. But what I see a lot of people do is they have that and they don't have the long-term goal. The stock market is nothing more than a very big casino. That is completely false. And the reason why I say that is because, if you wanted to just make money from the stock market, it all comes down to the longer you hold. Let me look it up. Profitability by time. I saw this stat anyways. It pretty much shows if you hold the general S&P 500 for more than 10 years, the likelihood that you lose money is under 1%. So, yes, sure, as every politician manipulates the stocks in their favor and we end up holding the bag. I mean, the thing is, yeah, I do think I do think politicians politicians that hold stock for, like if they buy a stock and then they announce a week later that they're using it in some sort of government fashion, obviously that's not right. I think that happens a lot. I think that where politicians that earn 120 grand are worth 120 million. That is insane. That is insane, but it happens. And I do think there will be there should be laws to prevent stuff like that. So they're passing laws that help. Can you take a look at, let's pull it up. DRCT. Have my eye on this one since it's been beaten down. All right, so looking right now, we're actually looking at the hourly chart. If it looks weird, so this is one thing that I like, right? You guys can see it falls below this moving average line. And for those of you watching on TikTok, let's flip this around. Whoops. All right, so you guys can see it fell below this moving average line, used it as resistance, and recently had this good little move here. If we go to like the daily, let's see, the daily has been getting crushed. So the move that I could see would be on the hourly chart to see if we can get some sort of resistant breakout above the 200 moving average line. You just have to understand that the stock does have that downward trend, so sellers would be in control, and it's at a 78 on the RSI. So it could be a little over extended, but you could have that resistant breakout. So yeah, it's not too bad. This is it's a stock that is getting crushed. BlackRock owns everything. Yeah, I actually saw this interesting stat about BlackRock, about how they are pretty much turning not America, I mean maybe America, I think most likely America, into a renter society where they're buying up a bunch of single family homes, and they're pretty much forcing a lot of people, I should say, to rent just because it's so expensive. But as far as that stock goes, I mean, the only play I could see is from like 280 going up. It's a pretty risky play, but I don't know. Let's see this. Maybe a monthly. If you look at the monthly doesn't look too bad. It's on that moving average line. Could see a move from like 280 actually going up. But yeah. The market is fixed, someone says. I mean, I personally don't believe that. You know, there's a lot of people that do. And I do see where they're coming from, you know, especially political and all that stuff. But I don't know. And next week for TikTok, guys, we are going to be having half of it. I figured out how to do it today, where we have half of the chart on the screen so you guys can see it, which will be cool. So, but guys, yeah, so we'll end it here. What a fun live, honestly. What a fun live. Like I said, if you guys are new to the channel, new to the team, we talk about stocks, money management, trading, investing, anything that involves money pretty much. We do offer coaching and school in a course and all that stuff. Code Apple today for 50% off. Only a couple spots left actually, so check that out. But we'll see you guys. I think we'll probably go live on Friday, so stay tuned. Set your notifications for that, and we'll see you guys next week. So take care, everyone. All right.